So, do you have what we scientifically call resting salt face syndrome? Well, we have the merch for you. This design is probably one of my favorites, including the Holy Carp one, called This Is My Happy Face. Everything from the little markings on the body that look like salt shakers, and even the top part that looks like a salt shaker lid, not to mention the derpy frown, it makes it just right for those of you who keep getting told, why don't you smile? And then you could just point at your shirt and be like, this design comes in hoodies, different colors, t-shirts, also beautiful array of colors, tank tops, mugs, and yes, stickers for those of you who want to put them on your laptop. I'll leave a link for them in the description box below, so if you're interested, get your This Is My Happy Face design. It is so salty that even Salty Crafter approves. Also a huge shout out to my friend Chappa, who was able to make my design into a reality. Check him out down below.
Cause when you're a grain, you come in like a hurricane.
I really don't think I've ever picked up so many art supplies that are this heavy. So let's talk about this. Hey grains, and welcome to Cash or Trash Jazza edition. I mean Jazza craft box edition. It's not like I was gonna take Jazza and take trash and throw Jazza in the trash. This is not that kind of video. This is not that kind of video. Or is it? It's not. It's not. Today we're going to be looking at Jazza's Ultimate Creativity Collection box, which is an exclusive limited edition craft kit set that retails at a value of $745, which is this much in Canadian, but collectively is sold for $365. By the way, this video is not sponsored, not affiliated, so you do know that whatever I would have preferred is something that I really mean. But then again, Jazza's as picky as I am. I think we should be okay, I say, not skeptically. So many of you grains asked me to take a look at what's inside and if there's value. And so today we're going to look at the entire collection and the boxes individually and compare them with the competitor products. So for example, if he's using, let's say, Fimo clay, I'm going to compare it directly with Sculpey clay. A few of my friends are also going to be taking a look, unboxing, and reviewing this box, so make sure you check out both Chloe Rose Art and Ace of Clay. I will link them down below. As you can see, this box is gigantic. It is absolutely huge. Look at it. Here's my face for scale. Then again, I'm not sure if my face is good for scale because I have a pretty small head, so... Okay, how about my body? Here it is. It's practically taking over my entire torso, but then again, wait, that's still not a good comparison. I'm only 5 foot tall. Just take my word for it, it's pretty big. This collection has everything from a super sculpture box, Jazza's Mega Minis box, as well as an incredible inky box. As someone who's done both sculptures and miniatures, I feel like I need to look at these first since I have the most experience with. What is your favorite hobby? Let me know in the comment section below. Sometimes we have hobbies that are different from the activities that we actually do. So even though I'm a sculptor, one of my favorite hobbies is reading. So we're going to find out if this is worth your cash or if it goes
in the trash.
Am I nervous? Just a little bit. Am I biased?
The salt is never biased.
Well, maybe a little, actually, because Jazza and I are friends. But I will still give my honest opinion. For those of you who don't know Jazza, he is one of the most precious art YouTubers. Can I say precious? I'm gonna use precious. Channels that have fun with art here on YouTube. He is as sweet as he is in person as he is in his videos. And goofy. Very goofy.
Why am I so proud of this? I have problems, don't I?
In case any of you grains are interested in this box, I will 100% leave the link in the description box below and see if you are interested in the entire kit or one of the boxes. So let's get ready with the salt is what I should be saying. I'm so worried now. Last year when Jazza released his box, I was ready to also release the salt on the box, but more often than not, it's made me question my choices in my own art and craft supplies. So I'm hoping this year we're going to be pleasantly surprised too, because I know there are products in there that I use and some products that I haven't used yet. So time to see what we get inside. Actually, I don't need this. So at close to $1,000 worth of value in these boxes, I figured my first victim really should be the Super Sculpture box. For those of you who don't know, I absolutely love sculpting. Actually, my whole channel was based on sculpting way back in the days. Now I focus more on customizations, such as My Little Ponies, and in previous series, I've turned YouTubers into sculptors. And by the way, for those of you new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Otherwise, I do have sharp, pointy things that I do quite enjoy waving at you. Don't make me do it, so make sure you click on all notifications while you're there. And as you can see, this box is a collaboration with Smart Art, and last year they did an absolutely phenomenal job. So this year, I expect nothing less. And here we go, opening the box. And I love smooth things. And oh my god! A custom toolkit with Jazza's face? Oh, I have goosebumps.
No, no,
Let's not be sweet right away. Let's see it first.
But it has his avatar.
no, I said no.
So as I was saying, it is a tool holder, a rolling up tool holder. Oh, it smells like elementary school. A Sculpey acrylic roller, good quality. Metallic tools. And the fact that these have texture will come in handy, and I will explain why in not too long. An maker. This is one of my favorite tools, but so few people know about it because I absolutely love using it for textures. So there's mine, there's the new one. Another one I can destroy. Silicone tools, absolutely wonderful. What are you? Oh, so red and velvety. Holy crap, what are you? We get a set of really advanced type tools. I have to admit, I don't have half of the, oh, whoa, what happened here? So one of them seems like it wanted to escape. Oh, that's a sharp pointy thing. Oh, that is pretty. This is really awesome. I don't even own these. We have another bugger over here that wants to escape. We're gonna pull you back in. And these are really neat because you can make some really cool details. I have no idea what this here is for. I've never used one of them. So this has me really excited. And they do kind of look like surgical tools or even tools that a dentist would use. But I have to tell you, Grains, that this has me a little more excited to actually do some more sculpting. Simply because so far I've had everything that we've taken out, but I've never used these tools before. And again, we do get texture on them. Really cool method to use them for lizard and dragon type texture. Next, we have a dotting tool with various other sizes and angles. And dotting tools are excellent for small painting type eyes and details, in addition to clay texture. Ooh, yes. Yes. Cutting tools. These are very sharp. A set of brushes. Sculpting wires. Ooh, yes. Yes. Absolutely yes. Jazza had contacted me and showed me some of the items that were in this box, and I highly recommended that he use chalk pastels, and I will show you, Grains, how to use these. But I'm so happy that he took this bit of advice because they are really useful, especially for beginners. And now, the pièce de résistance. Clay. He used Sculpey 3! Yes! I'm very happy about this. So he does use a set of Sculpey 3. For those of you who don't know, Sculpey is my favorite brand because it is soft, yet it works really well, especially for beginners. But it does have its downsides, such as not being as flexible once it's baked. Next, we have a type of clay I've never used before. This one is Cosplay, so we're going to be reviewing this. And a different kind of Cosplay. Oh, that is hard. I think you're supposed to heat it up. I've never used this before, so very interested. Here's everything that we get inside this box. Although there are just 2 things I would personally change for myself, let's first talk about value. The value of the items in there are 100% covering at least what you pay for and beyond. There are so many tools included, and even though as a beginner you might not use all of them, as you become more experienced, you will see that the finer tools become so much more amazing. The sheer variety of choices in this box are absolutely phenomenal. Just looking at the Sculpey products alone, they alone have the value of around $45-ish. And we haven't even gone into the tools, wires, other clays, and the custom canvas.
But Jackie, what would you change?
Ah, I am glad you asked, my little Grain. The brushes. Although these brushes are absolutely fantastic for painting, and trust me, I do have the exact same set because I love painting with them, when it comes to using chalk pastels, these things here, you technically need a fluffier brush, kind of like for makeup. Not that I know anything about makeup, so let's just pretend I do. So I'm really curious to see how these will behave with the chalk pastel. That's going to be very interesting. And the next part is very personal. I love making sculptures out of hard clay and make them permanent. This specific clay is oven safe and curable, which means it gets hard. Whereas I believe this one is not permanent as long as you heat it up and melt it. So the only thing I would change is probably the size of each one, simply because I love making huge projects that are permanent. Then again, that's a personal preference. Sold for $99 or 4 payments of $25. As a beginner, I would have absolutely loved a kit like this one. And it just brings back so many memories of when I used to do all these tiny projects. I didn't think I would get emotional. Why am I getting emotional? It's so nostalgic. When I first started with clay, I would get packs like this. I'm excited. At the end of this video, I will be producing something with everything from all the boxes. So stay tuned for that. Our next victim, craft kit. I really have some bad habits I need to fix. Jazza's Mega Minis box. The sculpture box itself is at $99, whereas this one is at $199. As someone who loves miniatures, in the past I've done everything from miniature Pokemon environments, video game type miniatures, and lots of little dingbats. I definitely haven't dabbled in constructing actual, what are they called? Miniature models. That's the word I was looking for. And from what I've seen in the preview, I try not to watch too much, is that there should be some kind of building of miniature models, especially the apocalyptic ghost steampunk type. The other person that I know that is absolutely wonderful at building environments is my brother, and this is his Instagram if you ever want to follow him. And he makes some really cool environments for his figurines. He's so fun to watch put these things together. I know I don't need a sharp pointy thing, but I need to do this. Let's see what we get inside. It's a habit. I need your sharp pointy thing. It's like you are a part of me and we belong together forever and ever. At first glance, I can already tell that this box has taken more time to put together, considering that not only is it a collaboration with Smart Art, but also Puppets War and the Army Painter. So there's definitely more going on in this box just by looking at it. So my guess is that a lot of the price is because of the exclusive inside. And the unboxing reveals... No, wait, you can't see me now. There we go. I have no idea what these things are. What are you? Okay, since this box is huge, I'm gonna put it over here. There. And we're going to take everything out one by one. All right, so the first thing that I was not sure what it was is absolutely phenomenal. Let me show you. I had no idea that a product like this existed, and it's basically something to save your paints from drying out. I'm going to definitely read the instructions of how it works, but the fact that we can save as much paint as possible, especially for people like me who take days to finish a project, this is going to come in handy. Thank you. An XL spruce cutter. And for those of you who don't know, XL is a really good brand for miniatures and model type painting. I know this because of my brother. A super glue. Ooh, Milliput. Milliput reminds me a little bit of epoxy sculpt, which is a compound that I use to make customizations such as the My Little Ponies, but I've never personally used it, so this is going to be interesting to see how I can use it for a project at the end. Aleene's wood glue. Again, this is a really good brand. This one's mine. This is the one that comes with the kit, so that's some good taste. I'm avoiding the custom pieces for now because they are taking the majority of the box, so let's go through the small things first. We have a mini palette. So in case you don't want to use the big one for projects, you can have a tiny one. I don't think we have a choice, so we're going to start looking at the customs. The first miniature collection that we get is Jazzy Strikers. Again, I've never built these kinds of miniatures, but from what I can see is that you can not just build the 5 on the front of the box, including Jazza's face right there, but they give you enough materials to be able to mix and match and create as many different characters as you want. And it has a magnetic type system. So that's pretty neat. Next is the Apocalypse Ghost, and this kit lets you build the iconic scene that Jazza had drawn in one of his videos. And even though all of these are not colored miniatures, the final custom item, maybe it's not the final, there's probably more, there's more stuff in the box, is the Army Painter Jazza Collection Kit. A kit like this, I kid you not, Grains, at least is around $120 Canadian. So the majority of the value of the box will be in something like this.
Huh, I wonder what's inside.
Glad you asked. Ooh, that's a pretty book. And here's what's inside this custom kit. And just to be clear, I, again, never built these custom miniature figurines. So a lot of this stuff is foreign to me, except for texture stuff, which I use in my sculptures. We get 12 colors, primers, and gloss. Everything from your primary colors to metallics. And I really love the color names that come as Goblin Green or even Dragon Red. We get texture type items like grass, white and brown soil type, 2 different types of greenery, and I think these are cork chips or they might be wood chips. Really cool. And then, ooh, tweezer sets. Obviously, if you have sausage fingers like mine, miniatures is not the right way to go, so that's a really good addition to have tweezers in there. And then lastly, we get 3 different types of brushes, an itty bitty detail brush, and 2 other brushes to paint. However, mine is a little wonky on the side. It's slightly leaning towards the left.
That's what she said.
So I think, like the other one, it would have been nice to have a little cover on there. So the army painter, please make sure that you do add in the same way that the other 2 paintbrushes got. Little protection thing. But this one, no protection. None for you. You don't deserve the protection. The other ones are more important. And one of the things I absolutely despise that companies do is let me know that they have 124 different colors of their paint. Don't tell me that, because now I want them all. Do you see the problem here? I have no self-control. So don't show me that you have all these colors, because they're pretty. Don't do that. Along with the miniatures in this box and the custom paint set with the textures, I'm honestly starting to get really excited and ideas are just brewing in my little brain. I would have never known what to pick up in order to start a hobby like this, so it feels like this is quite an expensive hobby. So to have everything exclusive all together is actually getting me pretty inspired. But we're not done yet. But wait, there's more. We get an Excel branded cutter with refills, which means I have more sharp pointy things that are even sharper. And then, for environment building, we actually have our bases. One is... Did I just smash my tooth? We have a cork base, and it's not flimsy. It's not breaking apart when I'm doing this. Styrofoam board. And then a cutter. Wait, is that Jazza's face again? So we do have enough material to pretty much get us started, especially cutters are pretty sharp and you don't want to ruin your desk. This is a good workstation. Here are the items in the Mega Mini box, and I have to admit, as someone who is very thrifty, I was very skeptical on the value of the box. Simply because I'm like, how can there be so much worth items? But as you can see just on the sheer amount of these items, they practically take up my entire desk. And the fact that these items are not just generic items, but brand names with high quality and custom items, I feel like it brings my excitement level from here to way up here. And so hopefully when your expectations are high, you don't just go down and you let them break on your heart, because my heart cannot take a break no more. But knowing Jazza, he's as picky as I am. So it'll be very interesting to try these out at the end of the video. And now for the box I know absolutely nothing about. Jazza's incredibly inky box. Now when I say I don't know anything about, it's more specifically about calligraphy. So if you grains want to see me do an entire video of just calligraphy using the materials in this box, let me know in the comment section below. And the retail value of this box is $170 US and is being sold for $99. Or again, they do offer the options of installments for each of their boxes and the set. And so let us discover what's in here. Ooh, are you a little notebook? Hello, Fabiano. Oh, Fabriano.
I can't believe it's not bothering.
You heard nothing! So similarly to the other box, I'm going to put this aside and we're going to look at each item one at a time just because the boxes are huge and I just don't have the space. There. Before I can continue on the other side of the room, all I kept hearing was... which means my chicken needed attention, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. From me?
No.
Oh, well then from who? Well, that's rude. For those of you who don't know, this is my rescue chicken and his name is Burb, right?
Uh-huh.
Angel Burb, apparently. Angel's his first name and Burb is his family name. Don't you dare do a hit and run. Okay, it's just a run. And you're back. Welcome back. Oh, well, you gotta smack me. What did I do? I'm just doing my thing here and you gotta come all up in my face and smack me. Why? Oh! So as I was saying, we have a Fabriano square book. But you can't, don't touch the paper. So I'm not quite sure what to use this just yet. I really know nothing about calligraphy. Ooh, Hanemule. I think that's how it's pronounced.
A sketchbook by Hanemule.
Oh, hey, look. So there's a chicken on this piece of paper. Barb, do you want a piece of paper? Oh, that was savage. Are you doing a victory dance? So we have a tanned paper sketchbook. This is absolutely beautiful. Are you still dancing behind me? You're very distracting, you know. There goes the dance again. I suddenly have wings behind my head. What are you doing? Oh, you want to play peekaboo now. The quality of the paper feels very nice. You are smacking me nonstop. You all right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful piece. And then we have a Durabrite. I'm not sure what this is. I feel like that's the reoccurring theme of this box, but it says Durabrite white, non-stainable, heat-tolerant, heavyweight, and non-absorbent waterproof. This is weird and exciting at the same time. I have no idea what this would be used for yet. Bert, you need a timeout. And he's doing a victory dance behind me. Whoa. 2 calligraphy brushes. These ones, as you can see, had protection. We have 4 calligraphy markers, and these are the nibs. Oh, and this one is what I've been waiting for. Over here, we have Jacquard Pearlx Powders. I've used Pearlx Powders many times to give more depth and wonderful metallic looks to my sculptures. And I'll be honest, I had no idea they were used for calligraphy. And just so you have an idea, this is what they look like. And when applied, they give an absolutely gorgeous shimmer. So my guess is these can be added to inks and pigments. And don't be fooled by these little vials. When I got these for myself, 9 of these vials cost me about $40. So already the value of this box is close to half of it in Pearlx Powders. We also get gum arabic, and I don't know what these are. I could technically do research, but I kind of like saying, what is this? Because it feels like being a little person again. It's like, what is that? Wow. And now we have this thing, so I'm guessing these are going to be inks. Yes. We have Graphics Aqua inks. And of course, as an artist, he knows what colors to choose in order to give you the biggest variety of mixtures. Unlike many of the crap kits that I reviewed in the past that just gives you pastel with nothing really to mix and have a variety, because those ones,
They make me salty.
and this I actually know what it is because they are a product that I love using. Let's just... alcohol inks. We get them in Tangerine Amethyst, I think it's pronounced. Amethyst? Amethyst. And Aqua Green. But we also get Rainbow, which, if you've seen some of my videos, I've used Rainbow alcohol ink in order to make eyes for my sculpture. So it adds an extra layer of depth so that your characters look more alive. Maker, this box is so pretty. It reminds me of Harry Potter, probably because of the color scheme and the Marauders map type colors. And also because, you know, it has like a seal and it reminds me of like Hogwarts letters. I'm dorking out.
Don't judge me.
And in here, we are getting a writing collection. So what's in it? Oh my god. Oh my god. I am so intimidated. I don't know what to do with this. Luckily, Jazza said this in his video.
I'll show you how to use it later. Don't worry.
So this kit comes with an absolutely beautiful looking pen. I don't know if calligraphy things are called a pen. It has a steampunk type look to it. Different nibs, if that's what they're called. Why does this look like a hand with the finger just sticking straight up? Is it me? Just me? And a feather pen ink. So I guess this is called a feather pen. And it does have a stand to go with it. There is the Jazza face on there. This is too pretty for me. Me and my sausage fingers, we love to destroy things. We don't create pretty things. We make things that make you think of
Darkness.
what this channel is about. So welcome to the family. Now, since I know absolutely nothing when it comes to calligraphy, I will do a video messing up with this art style, only if this video gets 30,000 likes. I am putting the bar really high because I am so intimidated. I feel like we're not going to get to that number, so I feel like I'm protecting myself. For those of you who want to say,
But Jake, you're such a coward. You should be meddling in things you don't know.
stop it, don't tell me what to do. I am my own boss. I don't even listen to myself. Like when I make calendars, I don't even follow what I wrote down for myself. I'm a rebel without a cause. However, the items in here are absolutely beautiful. Despite the fact I know nothing about anything to do with calligraphy, I can tell you immediately that there is 100% over the value that you are paying, simply because Pearlx powders are something that I use in sculpting, and the alcohol inks are wonderful also for resin type crafts. So again, if you want me to get educated, feel free to leave a like. With that said, let's make something awesome, using at least a couple of items from each box. In order to start making my little environment, I needed to see how small these miniatures actually are. And to my surprise, they're actually way bigger than I thought. Remember, I'm used to working with items a quarter of this size. So for me, this is not that miniature. And what I wanted to create was something just a little dramatic. Not that my channel is known for any drama, that is.
In the trash.
So I decided to go with this figure. I didn't necessarily want it to be a complete figure, and I'm not going to be using the magnet system because I have other ideas in mind, because I think I'm going to be destroying it more than fixing it. Drains, I need your help. Why do I have such a hard time with super glue? Like this does not want to stick. The second I touch it with my fingers got stuck to it, but it's not sticking to each other. Why? Look at that. What am I doing wrong that I'm constantly ruining super glue adhesions? I do not want to glue my fingers. Ah, my finger! No! Alright, I'm going to give up on the super glue for this leg. It just does not want to. And so ultimately, after giving up on the leg, it's just going to be a dislocated one. I think now is going to be the time to use the Milliput since it takes a few hours to dry, and I wanted to add some texture of moss right on top of the mecha that we made. Even though I will be using Polymer Clay later on, it's not ideal to use Polymer Clay on materials that can melt in the oven, so we're not gonna do that. Just taking a few seconds to compare Milliput to Epoxy Sculpt, you definitely have a smaller working window because it starts getting crumbly a little more quickly. So it's one of those things, if you don't have patience, it's perfect because your item will dry much quicker. But in my case, because I'm a slow sculptor, it was a little challenging just getting the moss on there. And now for where I shine best, using Polymer Clay to make miniature environments. At least that's what I tell myself. Let's get a good feel of this specific Sculpey. Hopefully Sculpey provided us with some fresh ones. I mean, technically this is Sculpey 3, so it should be soft. I've had Sculpey 3 in my closet for maybe 5 years, and they're still really soft. So the answer is, yep. Very fresh, very soft. Smells like Sculpey. Why did I even sniff it? I have an obsession with sniffing art and craft supplies. Let me know if you're the same way. So to make my environment, I'm going to be making a brick wall with a kind of grassy meadow. And I want this to be kind of a forgotten time, because this character was probably from a very advanced technological civilization, but they brought on their own demise. And now nature is just pretty much taking over. And yes, for the grassy texture, we're going to be making those tiny little swirls until we have something that looks like this. All right, stop right here. I don't think I want to make the grass this way, simply because we don't have a super pointy tool, so the grass itself is going to be a little too lumpy for the figure that we want. So even though this is the familiar route for me, I think I want to try something different. A corkboard. I'm going to use the corkboard as the base and then glue on the fake grass. But first, let's do some shading on our wall. And for that, we're going to be using chalk pastels. The reason I'm cutting a slit into the actual cork is I want to see if I can mix glue with Pearlx powders to make a water effect. I'm not sure, usually I would use resin, but let's see what we could do with what we have. And the thing I am super excited to try is cosplay. Jazza did demonstrate that it's super hyper flexible, so I'm going to attempt making a pole, a wire pole in which the wire is kind of broken and just droopy flopping down. And now for the fun part, which is painting. I put down the primer and I was pleasantly surprised how quickly it dried. There's really nothing to say other than I'm pretty impressed. You grains will need to forgive me. This brush over here is absolutely phenomenal for details. Can I have like 20 of them, please? So now we're going to use something called Quick Shade, which is a strong tone. I checked real quickly online how to use this, and it's basically kind of like antiquing when we're doing with Polymer Clay sculptures. So it's basically taking your brush and putting in the black wash where you want it to be, and then letting it set so that it can give your piece a more eerie look. By the way, here's Monster Clay, and let's do a quick bend test. And, oh my god, normal Polymer Clay like Sculpey would have snapped by then. Oh my god, that is a game changer. So this here is what it looks like before the black wash. Oh my god! Here is my, I guess, mecha forgotten in a futuristic world. It's been a long time since I've made a miniature, and I have to say I really do miss it. And in case you were wondering, yes, JB is for Jazza's box, but it could also be Josiah Brooks. Huh, I'm clever sometimes. I absolutely love the look of this piece. The only thing I would change is probably the background because it's a little shiny. So if I had a matte glaze, I would definitely go for that because those of you who know me, I love matte things, not shiny things. Sometimes I like shiny things, but mostly matte. So what are my honest opinions about these boxes? Holy carp, I have materials to last me years. I might be just a little biased when it comes to the sculpture box because it is so nostalgic from when I first started. I definitely was skeptical on the brush, but as you can see, it actually did a pretty good job, so I guess I'm just a little more picky on the floofiness on the brush. The only thing I would supplement with for my personal use when it comes to making grass is a needle tool. Other than that, it has tools that will come out of the wazoo. And I think I found a new favorite with Cosplay. I really want to try to push this clay to its limit next time. When it comes to the minis box, I know I'm biased towards the clay, but I think the minis box is probably my favorite, and I think I've fallen in love with these paints too. They're really good. Not to mention that the actual custom figures that are in there that you can build are really fun. I found myself really relaxed putting it together. And the inky box, I don't know anything about it. It's a mystery to me. I'm sorry, Jazza, I know nothing about calligraphy, so I'm like, what do I do with this? I'm very intimidated. So I'm gonna have to see if you grains want me to mess up with calligraphy. Let me know what you grains think. And again, if you are interested, I'll leave the links down below. As someone who's reviewed quite a few terrible crap kits, I can definitely say these, even for me personally, are worth your cash. Even though, full disclaimer, this was sent to me by Jazza. I was gonna buy them anyways, but he beat me to it, so thanks. If you want to see a previous Cash or Trash that didn't go quite as well as this one, make sure you check up here, and if you want to watch me do a customization crafting video, make sure you check down here. Usually I turn things into creatures of darkness. Actually, this did take a pretty dark turn, didn't it? Oops. Until then, I will see you grains in the next video.